The movie opens with a beautiful house filled with exquisite art pieces, including numerous paintings. The protagonist Nemo shares a childhood memory where his teacher asked him what 3 things he would save if his house were on fire. Surprisingly, Nemo chose to save his sketchbook, his AC/DC album, and his cat. Unlike the other children, he didn't mention his parents or his sister. He reveals that his cat eventually passed away, and he lent his AC/DC album to another child and never saw it again. However, he held on to his sketchbook. Nemo explains that while cats may die and music may fade, art is everlasting and meant to be cherished over time. In the next scene, Nemo enters a house while communicating with someone through a walkie-talkie. The helicopter wings were still moving, indicating he had just landed there. He skillfully disables the security system, knowing he has only 7 minutes to complete the heist. As he moves through the house, he swiftly grabs any valuable paintings he finds. However, it becomes evident that he is specifically searching for a self-portrait. Nemo meticulously searches the master bedroom and the video installation room but fails to find the portrait. The house owner is on a business trip to Kazakhstan, unaware of these unfortunate events. Just as Nemo is about to exit, the hacker assisting him makes a critical mistake, causing the security system to malfunction. Suddenly, all the doors and windows lock, trapping Nemo inside. The hacker cannot find a solution, leaving Nemo in a tight spot. To regain control, Nemo covers his ears to block the beeping sound and breaks the lights to stop them from flickering. He then disconnects and cuts the wires, halting the malfunction. Finally, he locates the cable connected to the siren and cuts it, restoring silence. Nemo attempts to open the main door by searching for a weak point and using his dagger to stab it, but his efforts prove unsuccessful. As Nemo continues to explore the confines of the house, he begins to worry and lose hope. The absence of running water leaves him thirsty, and the lack of gas means he cannot cook a warm meal to satiate his hunger. Surveying the empty shelves of the pantry, he realizes the limited stock of groceries won't last long in his current predicament. To make matters worse, the malfunctioning system starts providing excessive heat, causing Nemo to sweat profusely. Feeling increasingly desperate, Nemo again tries to contact his partner for assistance but receives no response. He longs for a glimmer of hope, a sign that help is coming. Yet silence remains his only companion, intensifying the feeling of isolation in this dire situation. With limited options, he resorts to taking the mold-off bread and eating it along with caviar, as they are the only food items he finds in the fridge. As Nemo notices the fridge, he learns that he now has very limited food supplies. The fridge's reminder not to leave the door open for over 20 seconds annoys him. To add to his irritation, the fridge plays the same song for the 3rd time when opened. Annoyed, Nemo slams the fridge shut in frustration. Trapped in the scorching heat as the air conditioner continues to malfunction, Nemo's hopes rise briefly when he hears a helicopter, thinking his team has come to his rescue. He rushes towards the window and waves for help. However, he soon realizes there is no hope for escape, and his days pass in misery. Searching the house, Nemo discovers that the phones and laptops no longer work due to their connection to the security system. Drawers have no useful items, only letters and photographs. He wears the house owner's medals and tries to find a glass wall that could be broken for an exit. He washes himself in the small pool used as decoration only. Thirsty and desperate, Nemo checks the fridge, but there is no water. He turns on the taps, but no water flows. Even the water in the small decorative pool is dirty and salty. As a last resort, he tries the water in the fish tank, only to find it too salty and undrinkable. The absence of drinkable water leaves Nemo feeling even more thirsty and frustrated. He finally uses ice to quench his thirst. The fridge again starts to play a song adding misery to Nemo's life. In his search for an escape, Nemo notices the lights on the ceiling and speculates that they may offer a potential way out. He rearranges tables and chairs, fashioning them into a makeshift ladder to reach the ceiling lights above. But he can't reach the ceiling, and his attempts fail. To fight boredom, Nemo uses his frustration to draw. He sketches ordinary things like the fridge and side tables. As Nemo desperately tries to regain control over the malfunctioning house system, the temperature rises to 101 degrees Fahrenheit. The intense heat leaves him increasingly miserable and longing for relief. In search of comfort, he turns to the freezer. Finding the freezer empty of ice, Nemo scrapes the ice from the freezer's walls. Nemo succumbs to a feeling of utter despair, and tears start to stream down his face. The next day brings hope as water unexpectedly flows from the automatic watering system designed for indoor plants. Nemo rushes towards it, eagerly drinking and splashing the water on his face. It becomes a source of relief from the relentless heat, comforting his distress. Driven to madness by his situation, Nemo lies down on the moist soil and laughs. Determined to find a way out, Nemo uses a bed frame to extend his makeshift ladder and finally reaches the ceiling lights. However, his hopes are destroyed when he discovers the lights are unbreakable. With the temperature rising to 106 degrees Fahrenheit, Nemo removes his clothes to cope with the intense heat. He washes himself using the clothes as he has no other option, no other clothes as the cupboards are locked. To occupy his mind, he sketches portraits of the people he sees on the security cameras, including one of Jasmine, the cleaning lady. As he sketches, Nemo realizes that Jasmine is scheduled to clean the area where he is trapped outside the house. Quickly getting dressed, he rushes towards the door, loudly pleading for her to open it and let him out. A flash of hope passes in front of his eyes, but unfortunately, Jasmine continues vacuuming the floor before the door, unaware of his misery, and eventually leaves. The walls are soundproof, thus no sound is heard outside. A sudden change occurs as the air conditioner cools the air, relieving Nemo. He rushes to position himself directly beneath the air conditioner and finds solace in tears of relief. The temperature drops to a comfortable 77 degrees Fahrenheit. As Nemo adapts to his circumstances, he ingeniously addresses the need for a reliable water source. Strategically arranging jugs and bowls near the automatic water system, he collects the precious liquid for drinking purposes. Taking it a step further, Nemo carefully bottles the water, ensuring a supply for the future. He even enjoys the tune that the fridge automatically plays if the door remains open for over 20 seconds. He breaks a vase and uses the broken glass tape to clothe to make sunglasses. He climbs his makeshift ladder again, scraping the wall around the lights, but it's again useless. He finds a room and finds some groceries like pasta in it. He starts documenting his day like talking to an audience, telling himself that the pasta soaked in water for 24 hours is perfectly cooked. He has learned the names of all the workers in the building and pretends to talk to them through security cameras, telling Jasmine, the valet, and the receptionist what they should do. He even knows their lunch break timings. Nemo continues scraping the ceiling bit by bit, hoping for a breakthrough. To entertain himself, he uses a telescope as a fake gun. The temperature drops significantly, causing Nemo to shiver. He suffers from extreme cold just as he had suffered from extreme heat. Trying to normalize his environment, he attempts to cut off the security system's wires to stop the temperature decrease. But he messes it up more, and the temperature fluctuates between hot and cold. His days continue in the same manner. He implores the bird to fly to Tompkins Square Park and deliver a message to Danny C., informing him of his predicament and the absence of assistance. Nemo tries to evoke an emotional connection with the pigeon, emphasizing that they are the only ones stuck there together. However, the pigeon remains unresponsive. The pigeon is stuck in his cage, its feathers injured as it tries to escape from it repeatedly, just like Nemo. In his quest for clothes, Nemo decides to break open a cupboard. When he breaks it open, he stumbles upon something unexpected. As he goes through the clothes, he notices a faint glow seeping from within. Intrigued, he digs deeper into the mystery and finds a hidden door. Sliding it open, he enters a narrow alley that leads him to a secret room, bathed in the mesmerizing glow of neon lights. There, he encounters a peculiar sight, a rubber puppet resembling the very owner of the house. Curiosity piqued, Nemo's eyes wander to the table, where a book titled Marriage of Heaven and Hell was placed. While exploring the hidden room, he also stumbles upon the portrait of the house owner he had been searching for. Seizing the opportunity, Nemo takes the picture and leaves the room. He sees that the pigeon, his only companion on this journey, has died. Upon leaving the hidden room, Nemo's attention is drawn to the security cameras, and he notices Jasmine standing just outside his door. Filled with hope, he tries to capture her attention by creating loud noises, banging pans against the doors, and even sliding papers under the door. However, no matter his efforts, it seems impossible to communicate with her or attract her attention from inside the locked confines of the house. Nemo goes to bed and is transported to the world of dreams. There he finds himself in another world where he walks downstairs and is welcomed by the house owner. The house owner asks Nemo if he has seen the portrait, to which Nemo responds that he has seen it. They are attending an exhibition hosted by the house owner, and he introduces Maspito, a beloved artist duo. The exhibition focuses on puppets and how humans are all controlled by God. Nemo hears this and suddenly awakens from his dream. Nemo puts in a lot of effort to open that ceiling light. He works tirelessly, trying to get it open. He removes one nut and bolt, and also draws a painting using charcoal. It's a bunch of circles, starting small and getting bigger. He uses his pet fish for food, and as things go, insects have started feasting on the dead pigeon nearby. Nemo decides to share a story. It's about a mom who cooks chicken for dinner every single day. Her daughter excitedly asks about dinner daily. She is happy to hear about chicken the first few days but grows tired of it later. His monotonous life without any other human interaction was too much for him. She used to love chicken and now hates it because it's always there. Nemo breaks the fourth wall. He starts talking directly to the audience. He tells them they're a good audience, and thanks them for listening to him. It's like he's acknowledging that others are out there, even if he's all alone. As Jasmine gazes into the camera, Nemo thinks she has repeatedly looked into the camera and feels like she noticed his presence. He repeatedly says she knows he is here, showing signs of madness. Throughout his time trapped, Nemo has memorized all the lines from the video playing in the installation room. Driven by determination, he persists in his efforts and successfully removes most of the nuts, securing the lights in the ceiling. Nemo relieves himself in the dried-up mini pool, creating a small hill made of his waste. He wipes himself with a page. He engages in conversation with a painting of a man taped to the wall, assuring him that he will set him free because he knew how it felt to be trapped. He ultimately let go of the painting, allowing it to fall. While attempting to remove a bolt, Nemo accidentally falls from the makeshift ladder, injuring his leg. In an attempt to find solace, he watches fireworks and enjoys some jam but is startled when he sees Jasmine unexpectedly inside the house. There is an eerie moment where she appears as if she might kiss or touch him, but she vanishes without doing so. With a limp due to his injured leg, Nemo encounters the house owner, who forcefully slams his head against the shelf. As Nemo's head throbs with pain, he suddenly feels he is in the video room, his vision focusing on a man fishing. Despite the bleeding from the impact, Nemo finds a fire alarm. Jasmine and the house owner were never there inside the house with him, and they were just a fragment of Nemo's mind. In a desperate attempt to create a fire, Nemo positions a mirror to reflect sunlight onto a paper-filled bowl, igniting it. Using the flames near the fire alarm, he activates the sprinklers. Nemo positions himself beneath the cascading water, screaming and relentlessly banging on the gate to draw attention. However, the water from the sprinklers causes the security camera, TV, and the videos in the video installation room to go out. During the chaos, Nemo experiences hallucinations, envisioning a girl standing alongside a wolf in a snowy landscape. To his surprise, he recognizes her as the same girl in a picture hanging in the living room. Despite his injured leg, Nemo adds another nut to his growing collection, carefully placing it among the others. As he does so, he finds himself caught in a repetitive loop, repeatedly singing a single line of a song like a broken record. His voice grows louder and more intense over time. Eventually, Nemo realizes he has covered all the walls with his paintings. He has even created a corner of his possessions, nuts, and two of paintings that caught his eyes the most. He recalls the story he shared at the beginning of his journey. Reflecting on his experiences, he concludes that while cats may die and music may fade, art endures and remains eternal.